Good morning, boys and girls. Maybe it's afternoon. I don't look at the clock much anymore. I've missed all of you. Today I'd like to read a story that I really love to read to my class called Planting a Rainbow. It's by Lois, Elhert, and anyone who knows me, right, Madeline, knows that I really love rainbows, but I also really love flowers. So this book is a beautiful collection of pictures about planting a rainbow. And it starts with just the words. Every year, Mom and I plant a rainbow, and they even wrote the word rainbow in rainbow colors. Pretty cool, huh? Now in the fall, they start this. So in the fall, we buy some bulbs. Now bulbs are the things that you put under the ground, and they've put little sticks here to tell them what they are so they won't forget, like a tulip bulb. And then they won't forget what they've planted because it takes a while for them to come up. They sleep down in the earth. They plant them in the ground and they sleep. This is a beautiful purple iris. I love purple irises. And that's a purple iris bulb. And those stay quietly in the ground. Crocus, remember the crocus that came up in our schoolyard? And everybody wanted to pick them? Those are some of the first bulbs that come up in the spring. Then they order seeds from catalogs and wait all winter long because they can't plant them until the spring. So they order phlox and morning glory and zinnia and asters, coneflowers, marigolds, and daisies. Cornflowers, pardon me. Reading upside down is not easy. And they wait for spring to warm the soil. You know, the sun comes out stronger and we feel warmer. Well, so doesn't the earth. I think Mrs. Johnson just read you a story about the earth. And then the bulbs begin to sprout. See the little green coming up? Remember the bulbs. Their roots grow down and their sprouts, that's the beginning of a plant, comes up. And then they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And look at this beautiful one. And bigger and bigger. Look at the daffodil, and the hyacinth is coming up, and the crocus. So, the soil's getting warmer, the bulbs are sprouting. Now it's time to start on the next part of the garden. We have to go to the garden center to select some seedlings. Those are plants that are already starting to grow, like a rose bush, or a fern, or violets, or carnations, and they're in a wagon here at the garden center. Maybe you go to Lowe's, maybe you go to Home Depot, maybe you go to some of the garden centers that are in your neighborhood. But you can buy all different kinds of plants. So let's see, we've got bulbs, we've got seeds we're going to plant, and we've got these beautiful little sprouts. So we sow the seeds and set out the plants in the soil. Do you know what it means to sow a seed? They don't mean sow like make something. They mean to get the ground ready, to put the seeds in and put the plants in. You have to dig holes, just the right size. And boy, that's a beautiful garden they're growing. Ooh, the morning glories are starting to come up. So far, have you noticed there's lots of colors like the rainbow? And they watch the rainbow grow. They planted a rainbow. Every color of the rainbow is in this garden. And you can see all of them coming up. It's beginning to look a little busy in that garden. Maybe yours will look like this soon. And they grow orange, yellow, red, blue, purple, and they grow. We planted a big rainbow. So they have some red flowers. Look at the way they made this book, boys and girls, because maybe you'd like to make one like this. You can see all the colors of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple too. And then on each page, they put some of the flowers that are that color. So they've got tulips and carnations and roses. And then in orange flowers, they have tulips. Tulips come in many colors. Zinnias, poppies, tiger lilies. And then some yellow flowers, daisies and marigolds, and some daffodils. Ooh, wonder what the green will be. And we grow some things that are green, like ferns. Aren't they pretty? Ferns always look pretty in your garden. It makes everything look a little fuller. We have ferns that grow naturally in our yard. And some blue flowers. Now this is where the cornflower and the morning glories and the hyacinths. Oh, and this is delphinium. That's one of my favorites too. Aren't they beautiful? There's the cornflowers. There's the blue page of the garden. And the purple page. Look at all the beautiful purple flowers. Now some of you may have purple lilacs in your yard. That's a big bush that grows. There's crocuses and phlox and iris. Oh, iris are beautiful. And violets and asters and pansies. Pansies are beautiful. All flowers are beautiful. God makes a beautiful garden. And all summer long, we pick them and bring them home. Beautiful rainbow that you planted in your garden. And then, when summer is over, guess what? We know we can grow our rainbow again next year. So you get ready, and you have to do it over and over and over. And something that you do over and over and over is called a cycle of something. So you plant the seeds, they start to grow. The flowers have seeds and they fall and they start it all over again. It's called a life cycle. So boys and girls, I have a few seeds that I wanted to show you because most people don't know that this is a seed. This is a coconut. It's real. I shake it, I can hear the milk inside. And these are not found around here. They're found in more tropical climates where it's really, really warm and moist and a nice place for them to grow. So I'm not sure exactly how to grow one of those. Then I also printed out some words that I like to use with my children when we read this story, the colors that are in the book. And you could make these too. You could have your parents help you write the words, and you could color that color of flower on that paper. So red, yellow. That's a hard one to spell. So if you need help, you can look at your crayon. Remember, I've always told you that. And look at your crayon or ask a mom or a dad or an older brother or sister how to spell yellow. And then there's, what color is next? Oh, you're so right, and that's not the color I have next. Well, we'll go with what I have. Blue, orange would be next, but I think I've lost orange. I have a pink one too. You could put that in your rainbow garden. Kind of a combination of red with a little white thrown in. Green. I didn't do them in order. Purple. Sometimes there are even white flowers. And here's my orange flower. It was visiting with the white. So you could have your parents help you to cut some pieces of paper from your copy machine, if that's okay with them. Make some rectangle shapes. Practice writing the words. Remember, moms and dads, the tip from Mrs. Johnson before, write it in yellow marker and they can write over it. Or you can write it on another piece of paper and they can try and copy it. And then they can make that color flower on the paper. And they will have a rainbow garden of their own that they can use. So this word is flower. We use these words on our wall all the time. Thank you, boys and girls, for listening. I hope you enjoy planting a rainbow. We'll be back in a minute with a video on planting flowers, and also I have some garden words for you. Thank you. Take care.